What if you could learn to control your emotions, overcome any obstacle, and maintain peace no matter what life throws your way? What if the secret to true mental strength lies in one of the oldest philosophies in history? Today, we uncover the hidden power of the Stoic iron mind and how it can transform your life forever. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful yet often overlooked philosophies, Stoicism. Whether you're facing challenges at work, dealing with difficult relationships, or simply navigating the stresses of everyday life, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom on how to master your mind and live a life of resilience and peace. You see, life is unpredictable. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. And this is exactly where the Stoic mindset shines. Today, we're going to explore the core principles of Stoicism and how developing an iron mind can help you stay calm, strong, and focused in any situation. So grab a seat and let's break down how you can start applying the Stoic Path to your life today. Section 1. The power of perception, changing how you see the world. The first key principle of Stoicism is how we perceive the world around us. According to Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. This means that our perception of events, situations, and people shapes how we respond to them. Stoics believe that the external world is beyond our control, but our interpretation of it is entirely within our power. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic and running late for an important meeting. Most people would feel frustrated, anxious, and upset. But the Stoic view would be different. Instead of focusing on the situation and letting it control your emotions, you would focus on your reaction. You could take deep breaths, reflect on what's in your control, perhaps rescheduling the meeting or using the time to listen to a podcast and let go of the frustration. This change in perception doesn't just help reduce stress. It helps you keep your emotional state under control, which is key to building an iron mind. Now, let's dig deeper into the next step, how Stoicism teaches us to manage our desires and expectations, which is crucial for creating mental resilience. Section 2. The discipline of desire, understanding what you can and can't control. The second core Stoic concept we need to explore is the discipline of desire. Stoics understood that much of our suffering comes from desiring things we can't control. In his work, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius discusses how we often attach ourselves to things or outcomes that are beyond our reach, and this attachment leads to disappointment and frustration. Take a look at your own life. How often do we chase after external validation, success, wealth, or relationships? When these things don't align with our desires or expectations, we feel anxiety or anger. The Stoics teach us to focus only on what is in our control, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. For example, let's say you've been working hard for a promotion. If you tie your happiness to the promotion itself, you're setting yourself up for possible disappointment. Instead, if you focus on the effort and personal growth you gain through the process, you will find peace regardless of the outcome. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Imagine someone who fears failure, someone who anticipates disaster before it even happens. This fear and attachment to future outcomes cloud their judgment and create unnecessary stress. By understanding the discipline of desire, we learn to detach our happiness from outcomes we can't control. But the Stoics didn't just teach us to control our desires. They also gave us a powerful tool for dealing with adversity and challenges. Let's explore that now. Section 3. The practice of virtue, living with purpose and integrity. Final pillar of Stoicism is the practice of virtue. To the Stoics, virtue is the only true good. It includes wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life is the key to happiness, because it allows us to live in harmony with nature and our true selves. Virtue isn't about being perfect. It's about doing the right thing even when it's difficult. It's about facing challenges with courage, taking responsibility for our actions, and treating others with fairness and kindness. By focusing on virtue, we find a sense of meaning and fulfillment that external achievements can never provide. Think about someone like Nelson Mandela. Despite spending 27 years in prison, he remained true to his beliefs, never letting his circumstances change his inner values. His story is an embodiment of Stoic virtue in action. You may not face the extreme adversity Mandela did, but we all face moments where we must choose to act with integrity or take the easy way out. Whether it's standing up for what's right at work or making tough decisions in your personal life, the practice of virtue guides you to make decisions that align with your highest principles. So, how do we go from theory to practice? How can you apply Stoic philosophy to your life today to start building an iron mind? Let's explore that next. Section 4. Further analysis, contrasting views, and expanding the Stoic Path. While Stoicism has helped countless individuals build mental resilience and find peace, not everyone agrees with this detached approach to life. Some believe that emotions and desires are part of the human experience and should not be suppressed or ignored. They argue that living a fully authentic life means embracing all emotions, including anger, sadness, and fear. But the Stoics don't suggest suppressing emotions. They suggest understanding them and choosing how to respond. Rather than being swept away by emotions, they teach us how to channel them constructively. This is the key to developing an iron mind, not denying feelings, but mastering them. Section 5. The practice of mindfulness, staying present in the momentone. Of the key practices that Stoics emphasize is the importance of mindfulness, being fully present in each moment. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This idea goes hand in hand with mindfulness, as it encourages us to focus on the present moment and fully experience it without letting distractions or the desire for more take over our thought. Mindfulness in Stoicism is about embracing the here and now. It's about giving your full attention to whatever task is at hand, whether it's work, spending time with loved ones, or even the simple act of eating. When we focus on the present, we free ourselves from the burden of regret about the past or anxiety about the future. Think about a moment when you felt completely absorbed in something, whether it was a conversation, a hobby, or an experience. That is mindfulness in action. Stoics encourage us to cultivate this presence of mind in all areas of life, as it brings clarity, reduces stress, and enhances our ability to handle challenges. Mindfulness helps us focus on what is truly important, but the Stoics also advise us to accept things as they are. Let's now explore the role of acceptance in developing an iron mind. Section 6. The power of acceptance, embracing what we cannot change. Acceptance is one of the most profound teachings in Stoicism. The Stoics often remind us that there are things outside our control, other people's actions, external events, and the natural course of life. The key to peace is not in resisting these things, but in accepting them as they are. Amor fati, or love of fate, is a central concept, meaning that we embrace whatever happens with love and gratitude, rather than resistance. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on how we must align ourselves with nature's flow rather than fight it. Accepting that some things are beyond our control means letting go of frustration and disappointment, which allows us to focus our energy on what we can change. Think about how often we fight against circumstances. Maybe it's a delayed flight, an argument with a colleague, or an unexpected setback in a project. Stoicism teaches us that these are part of life. Instead of struggling against them, we can choose to respond with calmness and resolve. When we accept what is out of our hands, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity, though. It means taking action where we can and having the courage to face what comes our way with a clear mind. Let's move to the next core concept, the Stoic view on adversity. Section 7. The strength found in adversity. Using challenges as opportunities, the Stoics believe that adversity is not something to be feared, but embraced as an opportunity for growth. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Every obstacle, no matter how difficult, is a chance for us to practice resilience, to develop our virtues, and to strengthen our character." Life will always throw challenges our way, but rather than viewing these challenges as setbacks, the Stoics suggest we view them as tests of our strength, patience, and ability to maintain control over our thoughts and actions. By seeing adversity as an opportunity, we build the fortitude to handle whatever life has in store. Take the example of someone who loses a job. While this can be a deeply painful experience, Stoicism teaches that it's not the job loss itself that defines us, but how we respond. A Stoic might view it as an opportunity to explore new paths, learn new skills, or pursue something they're truly passionate about. It's not about avoiding pain, but about using that pain as fuel for growth. Now that we know how to use adversity to our advantage, let's explore how Stoicism teaches us to develop an unshakable inner peace, no matter what happens around us. Section 8. The importance of inner peace. Mastering your emotions. Inner peace is the cornerstone of a Stoic iron mind. In a world filled with noise, stress, and chaos, cultivating inner peace is essential for maintaining clarity and focus. The Stoics believed that peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. It's about understanding that while we cannot control everything around us, we can always control how we respond to it. One of the core practices for developing inner peace is mastering our emotions. Stoicism doesn't suggest repressing feelings. Instead, it teaches us to examine them, understand their origins, and choose how to respond to them. By practicing emotional self-awareness, we prevent our feelings from controlling us and instead guide them in a way that aligns with our values. Imagine you're faced with criticism from a colleague. A typical reaction might be to feel anger or defensiveness. However, a Stoic would pause, reflect on the situation, and ask, is there any truth to this criticism? How can I learn from it? By not reacting impulsively, you maintain your emotional equilibrium, preventing stress from taking over. While inner peace is essential, it's also important to recognize the Stoic principle of keeping a proper perspective on life. This brings us to our next concept, understanding the role of gratitude in a Stoic life. Section 9. The role of gratitude. Finding contentment in what we have. Gratitude is a powerful tool in the Stoic philosophy. It's easy to get caught up in what we don't have or what we think we need in order to be happy. However, the Stoics urge us to focus on what we already have and practice gratitude for it. He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing, said Epicurus, emphasizing that contentment is not about acquiring more, but appreciating what we have. By regularly practicing gratitude, we shift our focus away from scarcity and toward abundance. We start to see the blessings in our lives, whether big or small. This simple practice can dramatically improve our emotional state, reduce stress, and increase our overall satisfaction with life. Consider a person who, instead of focusing on their lack of material possessions, practices daily gratitude for their health, relationships, and the opportunities they've been given. This shift in perspective allows them to feel content and fulfilled, regardless of external circumstances. Gratitude is a mindset shift, but so is understanding the nature of time. The Stoics were acutely aware of the fleeting nature of life, which leads us to our final core concept, making the most of every moment. Section 10. The value of time. Living with purpose and urgency. Explanation. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet it's often the one we take for granted. The Stoics, especially Seneca, importance of making every moment count. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The Stoics believed that living with purpose and urgency means making the most of our time, focusing on what truly matters, and avoiding distractions that waste our energy. To live with urgency doesn't mean to rush, but rather to focus on the things that align with our values, our goals, our purpose. It's about recognizing that life is short and that every day is an opportunity to live intentionally. Imagine you're working on a project that truly excites you. Instead of procrastinating or getting sidetracked by less important tasks, you use your time wisely, making steady progress toward your goal. By living with purpose, you feel more fulfilled and at peace with your time. Why understanding the value of time and using it wisely? We integrate all the Stoic principles into a daily practice that creates not just an iron mind, but a life of purpose, peace, and resilience. To sum it up, we've learned that the Stoic Path offers a powerful framework for mastering our minds and living a life of resilience. By changing how we perceive the world, controlling our desires, and practicing virtue, we build a mind that remains unshaken no matter what life throws at us. This is the true power of a Stoic iron mind. But it doesn't stop here. The path to Stoicism is a lifelong journey. So, I encourage you to reflect on these ideas and start incorporating them into your daily life. What can you change in your perception today? How can you detach your happiness from things outside your control? And most importantly, how can you start practicing virtue in every situation you face? If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on how to live a more resilient, peaceful, and purposeful life. And feel free to share your thoughts on how Stoicism has helped you or what challenges you face in your own journey to build an iron mind. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. As the Stoics say, the obstacle is the way. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth. So, remember, it's not the world that shapes you, it's how you choose to respond to it. Thanks for watching, and take care on your Stoic path.